His fashion brand is not just a form of art, but it's also a clothing line. Joining me now is the creative director for 1,000 Clothing, Antone Rushing. Antone, thank you so much for joining us here on Live in the Bay.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Now, for those who may not know about your clothing line and your brand, 1,000 Clothing, tell us a little bit about it and the background.
Basically, the 1,000 Clothing brand started off as me just putting together pieces of art. When I was younger, I would go to school every day and my pants would be painted. I'd go to school the next weekend, my hat would be painted, and people just starting to catch on to the style of basically what I was doing. So like I said, I started that from at a young age, maybe 13, 14, and as of then, I just I let it fade away due to just growing up and experiencing different things, and started doing music and got kind of creative with that as well. And then, like with everybody during this 2018 thing, during the pandemic, it really kind of made me fall back on making a lot of music, going to the studios, and pick up a paintbrush because I had more time to stay at home. So once I picked that up in 2018, everything kind of just took off from there. And with the world revolving around e-commerce, it was only just seemed right to kind of pick the clothing back up at this time. So
yeah, and now here you are, 1,000 Clothing brand.
Yes.
Pretty amazing. Congratulations on building that so quickly too. What does the brand represent to you and to others?
Oh, to me, it represents life. It represents us as a people, and basically the symbol right there is like an Egyptian depicted person on a hieroglyph. You know, the hieroglyph was one of the first things that, you know, man ever saw on this planet. So it was like, why not go with something that was here before I was here? So I chose the person holding a life flower, which is a lotus flower. So that flower alone means life. So it was like, if I wanted to wear anything in the world, it would be something that represents life. And I just put it on clothing. So it's like I say, like it's art on clothing.
Yeah, and it absolutely is. And when it comes to the art on the clothing, are these your own designs? Do you work with artists? How does it work?
And that's good, because yeah, I collab with a lot of different local artists because I feel like a brand. If I'm going to be a brand of the people, I want a real brand of the people, meaning we work with everybody. Someone made the hat, another company like Bay Customs made the shirts and the stitch and embroidery. I got down on my knees and myself, and I do paint. So it was like, yeah, so.
So you yourself, which is so cool, I think we have to integrate this into the storyline here. You are actually an artist yourself and create so many of these designs.
Exactly.
What inspires you with these designs?
What inspires me with this, I would say everyday life themes. Like many themes, whether it's Christmas or Easter, whether it's culturally driven or music driven, and just, I would say just waking up every day is what excites me to create these designs. It's like, it just hits me and it's like, I go with it.
Yeah, and as an artist and as a designer, you also integrate a lot of culture, a lot of different kinds of culture into this clothing line. Why is that important for you to integrate so much culture?
I would say just using it as an avenue to let like younger ones, and some older than me, know that there's actually culture in clothing. Like we see a lot of clothing and we look at it as merchandise. Like, you know, it takes away from what someone may have intended it for it to be really what it is. Like me, I tended to be deeper than clothing. So when you put that on, you feel it. Like everyone tells me, hey, I put that shirt on, there's just something about the feeling, and it's really based on like, because it's no feeling when you think, oh, it's like a clothing. It's not branded to be the $1,000, $20,000 thing, or it's just art. Like you feel good just wearing art.
You're just wearing art, which is so amazing, and I think that's a wonderful approach. Now let's go through some of the items that you brought here today.
Yes.
Starting over here closest to me, I see a t-shirt and some really awesome hats over here. Can you kind of go through these products?
Yeah, so basically the brand is spiraled around life. So with life, we have seasons. We have seasons like the fall and the spring. So right now we're in the fall. That's why we're in the fall green, the darker green, and that is like a fall red, which I call the brick color.
Oh yeah, I love that.
So I like to, integrate that
really,
into
really
it as
nice.
well.
I like that color. And what about this bucket hat? I would love to display this bucket hat here.
Yeah, this bucket hat is awesome. That paint right there is another story of its own. We went with a local company, Lumiere Paint. Lumiere Paint is like a leather cloth paint. that seeps well into clothing. You know, a lot of paint can't go on certain clothes. It'll come off, but that stays right there. And like I said, it's a locally based company, Lumiere, so we decided to go with Lumiere paint.
Absolutely wonderful. Now for you, Antone, what do you hope people maybe take away or even feel when they wear your clothing brand?
Basically, I want them to feel like they're a part of something. That's the main thing, is feeling a part of something. And that's basically what it spiraled around 1K, 1,000, the challenge of 1,000 lifetimes, which we are all in. We're all chasing, you know, a challenge, so.
Wonderful. Well, what's next for you? What's next for 1,000 brand?
What's next for 1,000? Like I said, or didn't mention, it's an e-commerce brand. You can find it at www.1000.com, and you can find it on my Instagram handles, 1,000 Clothing, as well as, so the next step for this is basically getting storefronts and really getting it in front of people with pop-up shops and
wonderful.
Yeah, local events and finding a way to give back to the community with these these items.
Wonderful.
Designs, so,
Well, thank you so much, Antone, for joining us here on Live in the Bay. Just absolutely love learning about 1,000 Clothing. We appreciate it.
Highly appreciate you, yes.
To learn more and pick up some pieces from 1,000 Clothing, we'll have a link on our website at liveinthebay.tv.